Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. MTG Box Analysis here to complete the Triome Challenge with Streets of New Capenna. Got ourselves a fully sealed draft booster box. Let's see if we can do better than we did in the Ikoria box. Now, full spoiler alert coming. We saw 3 of the Triomes inside of the Ikoria box. 1 in Showcase and 2 in Standard Frame. So we've got 36 more tries here. Now, of course, the Triomes, which are not technically named Triomes in this particular set, the Tri-Lands, are valued less in this particular set. So they're valued between $5 and I'll say $9 for the standard frame, and roughly around $10 to $15 for the borderless. So here's our Gala Greeters. Not much value in that. There was one of those in every single box. So let's go ahead and just crack open these 36 packs. No pull tab. We're going to have to go from the back. And let's just see if we can do better than 3. All right, so this pack starts off with the Corrupt Court Official, followed by a Sewer Crocodile. Then we're going to see a Kill Shot with a Light 'em Up. Then we get a Chaldea Strong Arm with a Body Dropper, Skybridge Towers, Spara's Adjudicators, Inspiring Overseer, a Public Enemy. Then we're going to see a Nightclubber, followed by a Cabaretti Charm. And then we're going to see a Topiary Stomper coming in as our rare. This is actually going to hold some value, just over $1. Then we're going to see a Foil Antagonize, followed by a Standard Swamp and a Treasure Token. All right, pack 1 in the bag. No Tri-Land. There are still, I would say, almost 60 cards that we can pull out of here that are valued over $1. So there's definitely some value inside of Streets of New Capenna. We even have a couple of uncommons coming out of blue. We have an Offer You Can't Refuse and a Slip Out the Back that we're going to be keeping an eye out for. All right, so we got a Luxurious Libation, followed by a Darling of the Masses with an Illicit Shipment coming in. Then we're going to see an Extraction Specialist coming in out of white as our main set rare. Then we are going to see one of the Full Art Lands. These don't hold a ton of value. They just weren't as sought after as some of the others. But we'll still put it on the side and we'll track those. And of course, we'll track everything in the MTG box analysis at the end of the video. Then we're going to see an Angelic Observer, followed by a Venom Connoisseur with a Torch Breath. And then we're going to see Zatora the Incinerator Mythic coming in. Very cool to see this. Value just over $2, so we'll take that. And then we're going to see ourselves a Forest with a Treasure Token. To my knowledge, there are no tokens valued over $1 that we can pull inside of a draft booster pack. If I am wrong, I will put it on the screen. A Wing Shield Agent, followed by a Disciplined Duelist in the Showcase with a Voice of Venom. And then we're going to see a Jetmir's Garden. All right, so we have our first one here. So the Jetmir's Garden is going to be valued, it's actually the second most valuable at $8. Very cool. All right, and then we're going to see ourselves a Mountain with a Fish. So let me just slide these over and put our Jetmir Garden at the top there so we can kind of showcase our non-Triome Triomes. Then we've got Out of the Way with a Nimble Larcenist, followed by Riveter's Decoy. And our rare is going to be an Endless Detour. Not a high value rare there. We are going to see a foil Full Art Land, the Island, followed by the Plains. Very cool. And then we got ourselves a Treasure Token in the back. With a Cleanup Crew, and we're going to see a Devilish Valet coming in as our rare. Not high value, with a foil Social Climber. And then we're going to see ourselves an Island with a non-token token in the back. So what do you all think about Streets of New Capenna? I know it didn't debut all that well, but I was kind of hyped for it at the very beginning with regard to kind of like the mobster theme. Just kind of spoke to me. And there are quite a few cards that I still play with out of this deck. So, you know, let me know in the comments. Was it, did you totally skip it? Did you actually go in and play with it? So our first uncommon is a Whack with a Tainted Indulgence. Then we're going to see a Cement Shoes. And we're going to see a Cabaretti Ascendancy coming in as our Showcase rare with a Standard Plains and then a Citizen in the back. Corpse Appraiser, followed by a Suspicious Bookcase. Then we're going to see an Illuminator Virtuoso with an Agnes the Dragon Lash. So he's in my dragon deck. I play with that quite a bit. Unfortunately, not high value. Then we got ourselves a Forest with a Dog token. Yeah, those are just single-sided. I remember at one point the Cat Dog foil token was worth a few bucks, but of course foils are limited to the collector booster box. Metropolis Angel, Knockout Blow, Cormella Glamour Thief, and we're going to see a Depopulate coming in as our main set rare with a Forest and a Treasure token. Rob the Archives, Ballroom Brawlers. We're going to see the Syndicate Infiltrator with an Evolving Door coming in as our rare with a Swamp, and there is our punch card. I think there's actually two different punch cards in this particular set. One might be worth 10 cents more than the other. Neither of which is going to allow you to retire early. With a Brass Knuckles, we're going to see some exotic pets, followed by a Fairy Vandal, and we're going to see a Wiretapping coming in as our rare, with an Inspiring Overseer coming in foil, followed by a Showcase Mountain and a Devil token. All right, final pack in stack number 1, or pack number 12. Slip out the back. This is going to be one of the uncommons valued over $1, followed by a Forge Boss. Then we're going to see an Arc Splitter with a Riveter's Ascendancy. That's actually the playmat. Followed by a Mountain and a Wizard. Fortunately, Riveter's Ascendancy, not a high value card. Just thought the playmat was super colorful, so I picked one up. The Fatal Grudge, Rogue's Gallery, and then we're going to see ourselves a Stimulus package, followed by a Rabble Rousing as our white rare, with a Mountain and a Wizard. Refuse to Yield with an Obscura Charm in Showcase. Then we're going to see a Sizzling Soloist with a Shadow of Mortality coming in as our rare, with a Full Art Swamp, and then an Ogre Warrior. A Rumor Gatherer. Then we're going to see a Little Chat, followed by Quiza, Augur of Agonies. And then we're going to see a Xander's Lounge coming in the borderless treatment. Very nice to see this, valued just around $7. All right, so that's 2 down. Then we're going to see ourselves an Island and a Treasure. So that's the equivalent of the Showcase from Ikoria, since they didn't technically have borderless, they just had Showcase. And I apologize, the borderless version, which is what we just pulled, is valued at $13. I was looking at the Showcase, so we actually have 3 different versions available of the Tri-Lands. Psychic Pickpocket, followed by a Scuttling Butler, and then we're going to see a Mastro's Charm with Soul of Emancipation coming in as our main set rare, with a Halo Scarab, and then we are going to see a regular Plains and a Rogue in the back. A Patch Up with a Dusk Mangler. Then we're going to see a Freelance Muscle with a Fight Rigging coming in as our main set rare, with a Full Art Island and a Treasure token. That's probably one of my favorite lands from the set. Let's say I'm a huge fan of blue when it comes to actually playing the game, but it's definitely a color that appeals to me. With an Offer You Can't Refuse, uncommon, valued over $1, followed by a Riveter's Requisitioner, an Elegant Entourage, and we're going to see a Mysterious Limousine as our rare, followed by a Swamp, and the same punch card we saw last time. Yeah. So we're pretty close to the halfway point, and we're pretty close to the exact same number of Tri-Lands that we saw inside of Ikoria. Sleep with the Fishes, a Pyre Sledge Arsonist, and then we're going to see a Courier's Briefcase, followed by a Tulu's Clever Conductor coming in as our Showcase rare. Then we're going to see ourselves a Forest with a Treasure. So for some reason, these cards are, I won't say sticking together, but they're certainly not sliding freely. So it's making it a little bit hard for me to separate them. Swooping Protector, Ceremonial Groundbreaker. Then we're going to see a Ravine Silencer, and our first rare is going to be a Workshop Warchief, followed by a Ravine's Tower in foil. Very nice to see that from the main set. So Ravine's Tower is going to be right around the middle of the road, somewhere around $7 in non-foil. So, and then we get ourselves a full art swamp with an angel token. All right, so we have now tied Ikoria with 3 tri-lands. Let's see if we can't do better and get 4. I know, being a little bit greedy. But we have only seen 1 mythic. Citizen Crowbar, Rocco, Involuntary Employment, and then we are going to see the Ledger Shredder. Very nice. Value just over $7. Not a mythic, but it's going in that pile. Then we're going to see ourselves a mountain and a fish. Awesome box so far. Don't know if we'll make our money back, but that's all right. That's not what it's all about. Although we will be covering all of the value metrics inside the analysis. Pugnacious Pugilist with a Riveter's Charm, a Graveyard Shift, and then we are going to see another mythic, the Titan of Industry. Value just over $2, followed by an island and a non-token token. All right. 2 packs to go in this stack. This is pack 23. Brazen Upstart, Grizzly Sigil with a Crew Captain. And we're going to see a Black Market Tycoon coming in as our rare, followed by a Pyre Sledge Arsonist in foil with a full art island and a Citizen. So a little light on the foils, but they made up for that with the Ravine's Tower, and pretty heavy on the full art lands. With the Glittering Stockpile, Vampire Scrivenger, Security Rocks, and we're going to say Toulouse Clever Conductor, this time in regular frame, followed by a Plains, and there is the alternate punch card. I think that actually might be the one that I'll loosely say is more valuable. With Lagrella the Magpie, Unlucky Witness, Fatal Grudge, and we're going to see Falco Spara Pact Weaver coming in as our as a mythic hit here. Then we're going to see a Join the Mastros in foil with an island and an Ogre Warrior. Unfortunately, Falco, not a high value rare or mythic. Take to the Streets, Mr. Orfeo with a Hypnotic Grifter, and we're going to see Errant Street Artist coming in as our rare. Again, not high value, with a Forest and a Citizen. Bouncers Beatdown with a Call on a Professional, a Rumor Gatherer, and then we're going to see a Cabaretti Ascendancy as our rare, followed by a Courier's Briefcase and foil with a Plains and a Devil. Mage's Attendant, Sizzling Soloist, Obscurus Charm, and look at that, we now have a 4th tri-land. We've got Spara's Headquarters coming in. Very cool to see this. This is pretty close to being tied with the Jetmir's Garden from a value perspective, so we got the 2 big ones. Then we got ourselves a Swamp with a Devil. So fantastic. We now have 4 tri-lands. Just kind of do it like that. And of course, because I'm greedy, I want to get one more. But if you do pick up some Streets of New Capenna, drop me a comment. Let me know how it went for you. Curious to see how this box kind of tracks compared to something you might open. So we got a Majestic, Gathering Throng, Riveter's Initiate, a Rocks Pummeler with the Murder, the Obscura Initiate, the Civil Servant, the Pinions, the Tramway Station, the Fixer, the Rogues Gallery, Stimulus Package, a Little Chat, followed by Unleash the Inferno coming in as our rare, with a Full Art Mountain and a Citizen. If we don't already have all of them, we're pretty darn close to having the full set of all the lands. Very similar to Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, which was the set that came out just before this. You're typically good for 1 of every land in that draft box. Refuse to Yield, a Scuttling Butler, with a Psionic Pickpocket. I was trying not to give it away. We get an Evelyn, the Covetous, coming as our first rare, with a Rigo Streetwise Mentor as a foil rare, followed by a Forest and a Fish. Those two don't go together. There should be an island and a fish. See, make a little dad joke and then you can't open up the packs. Make fun of me in the comments. The Freelance Muscle with the Pyre Sledge Arsonist, a Patch Up, and then we're going to see an Obscura Ascendancy coming in as our rare, with an Elegant Entourage and foil, and then we're going to see a Mountain and another standard punch card. The Mastro's Charm, an Offer You Can't Refuse, best uncommon in the set, followed by a Riveter's Requisitioner, and then we're going to see the Getaway car coming in as our rare, followed by another Full Art Land and a dog. Augur of Agonies, Sleep with the Fishes, Dusk Mangler, and then we're going to see Op Nixilis, the Adversary, coming in. This is a decent mythic, right around $4. And behind that, we're going to see ourselves an island with a Citizen. We got 3 packs to go, 3 more chances to get 5 tricolored lands in a single draft box. Elegant Entourage, the Rapine Silencer, Glittering Stockpile with a Corpse Explosion coming in at the end. Then we get ourselves a Plains and a Cat. 2 final chances. Citizen's Crowbar, Courier's Briefcase with a Rocco Caparetti Caterer, and then we're going to see a Cemetery Tampering coming in as our main set rare with that same island again and a treasure. Final pack, and then we'll jump right into the MTG box analysis. With the Swooping Protector, Ceremonial Groundbreaker, Pugnacious Pugilist, and our rare is going to be an Obscura Interceptor with a Metamorphosis in foil, with a Swamp and an Ogre Warrior. All right, so give me just a minute. I'll get all 540 of these cards sorted, organized, and be right back with the MTG box analysis.
We'll begin the analysis by looking at all of the cards we pulled from the 36 booster packs. Then we'll review how much of the set we covered by non-foil as well as foil, along with a breakdown of coverage by rarity and a look at duplication. Following this, we'll establish a baseline for value with a look at the current value of the set before moving into a recap of the actual observed value by non-foil and foil. Finally, we'll conclude with a summary. If you want to go deeper into the analysis and see all of the metrics for this box and more than 150 others, simply join the channel at the Give Me the Data level. Let's get things started by reviewing the contents of the box versus the cards that we were eligible to pull. Using this chart, we can see the foils that we obtained in orange, the non-foils in green, and the portion of the set that we were eligible to obtain inside of a draft booster pack in gray as the baseline. In the non-foil space, we saw between 67 and 71 cards for each of the primary colors of Magic, giving us a variance of just 4 cards. In the foil space, those numbers dropped to a range of 1 to 3 cards. We also saw 22 Showcase and 2 Borderless inside of this box if you include the Galaga Reader's box topper. Moving into coverage, in the non-foil space, we saw 250 unique cards out of a possible 360, giving us 69% coverage of the cards that we were eligible to pull. Our highest coverage among the primary colors of Magic was in green with 91% coverage. And in case you were curious, we did end up seeing all 10 basic lands, both in regular frame as well as full art. In the foil space, we saw 13 of the 360 cards, giving us just 4% coverage of the set. Our highest coverage among the primary colors of Magic was again in green with 9% coverage. Pivoting to coverage by rarity, in today's box we saw 100% of the commons and 87% of the uncommons that we were eligible to see in non-foil. We also saw 32 of the 96 rares, giving us 33% coverage, and 4 of the 38 mythics for 11% coverage. In the foil space, we saw 5% of the commons and 3% of the uncommons, along with 3 foil rares, good enough for 3% coverage. In total, this box contained 35 rares and 4 mythics in 36 packs. From a duplication standpoint, none of the foils were repeated, but 137 of the non-foils were duplicated 278 times for a box duplication rate of 51%. Before getting into the value of today's booster box, let's first examine the potential value of the cards that we could have obtained. This chart shows all 360 cards that you can pull from a Streets Draft booster box using non-foil market prices as of August 24th, 2023. Currently, the set features 4 cards valued over $10, and all of them are going to be the hard-to-find borderless tri-lands. There are also 16 cards valued between $5 and $10, and 36 cards valued between $1 and $5. The other 304 cards in the set are currently valued under $1. If you were to calculate the combined value of all 360 cards using non-foil market prices, the grand total would come up to be $290.26. So what kind of value did we end up seeing today? Well, in the non-foil space, we saw a single card valued over $10, and it was Xander's Lounge in the borderless treatment valued at $13.36. We also saw 3 non-foils valued between $5 and $10, with 2 of them being additional tri-lands. Finally, we saw 7 non-foils valued between $1 and $5. The other 517 non-foils in the box are currently valued less than $1. In the foil space, we retreated to our 4th tri-land, the Raffines Tower, currently valued at $9.21. One of our other foils was valued over $1, but the other 11 foils, including our box topper, were all valued less than $1. So how did this box perform? Well, I purchased this box from my channel sponsor, Troll and Toad, for $80.70. If you want to save 5% off anything sold directly by Troll and Toad, just use my code MTGBOX5 at checkout, and I thank you for your support. Today's Streets of New Capenna box contained 36 packs, each with 15 cards, allowing us to see 540 cards plus tokens. The 33 tokens that we saw have a current market value of $4.46. The 37 basic lands are currently valued at $4.48. The 354 commons that we pulled are valued at $20.27, and the 111 uncommons that we saw are valued at $11.62. The 35 rares have a current market value of $53.64, and the 4 mythics that we pulled are valued at $9.95. Add it all up, and the grand total for this box comes up to be $104.42 in card market value, which is a gain of $22.72 over the price I paid, which means that I saw a return of 129% of my purchase price in card value. Now, for those of you interested in cards valued just over $2, the numbers look like this. In total, we saw 10 cards valued over $2 in this box, and they have a current combined value of $62.23, which means that those 10 cards represent 60% of the total box value. All in all, I got to crack open 72 packs and add 7 tri-lands to my collections this week. I call that a pretty good week. Get early access to videos, download the analysis for every box open on the channel, and personally DM me, just like these fine people, all by becoming a member of the channel through YouTube or over at mtgboxanalysis.com. You'll find links in the description. Until next time, do something amazing.